Hello my students, grade 5. How are you today? Today we are going to complete our discussion about unit 4, read to lead. Lesson 2, grammar, speaking and writing. Let's talk about the past simple tense. What did you do yesterday? I cooked. I ate ice cream. I played tennis. The past simple tense has regular verbs and irregular verbs. Irregular verbs, they are verbs which end with ed letters like rule, ruled, work, worked, showed, showed, spell, spelled, thank, thanked, honor, honored, publish, published. But irregular verbs, they are verbs which memorize or which we must memorize them in our mind very well, like go, went, have, has, had, give, gave, feel, felt, find, found, became, choose, chose, choose, chose. Okay? Here, let's choose the right answer. Number 1, Sarah to buy a storybook yesterday. Wanted, because we have the keyword for the past simple tense right here, yesterday. Number 2, Amal, her sister with her homework last night. So we are going to choose helped. Number 3, Ali, a new book for his friend last week. Bought a new book. Number 4, the children very pleased at the party last Friday. The children felt very pleased at the party last Friday. To tell a story, use these words. We have our sequence words here. We must use them when we want to write a paragraph about something, to arrange our events or to arrange our ideas. We have the word first, next, then, after that, and finally. We use these words to arrange our ideas about something. Let's reorder the events of the story using first, next, after that, finally. First, Sarah saw Aunt Yasmin's favorite book. Next, they looked for Nasser. After that, they found him buying a book. Finally, Aunt Yasmin was pleased with Nasser's present. So we use first, next, after that, and finally to arrange our events or our ideas. Here we have a writing task. Before you write, have you ever visited a book fair? Yes, I visited a book fair 3 times. How about you? Have you ever visited a book fair? After that, fill in the following story map. Use the story map to write your story about a day at the book fair. The following idea box may help you. Idea box here contains 3 ideas: where you went and when, things you did there, how you felt by the end of the day. The topic sentence: a day at the book fair. First, we found a lot of books. Next, we chose some good books. After that, we bought those good books. Finally, we delightedly went home. Here, match the adjectives to their opposites. Match the adjectives to their opposites. Easy, difficult, young, old, interesting, boring, dangerous, safe, short, tall. Okay? After that, we are going to study two and enough. Let's watch this video, then I will ask you some questions.
Two or enough. James is a young boy. He is too young to drive a car. He isn't old enough to drive a car. It's freezing cold. It's too cold to swim at the beach. It's not warm enough to go swimming. The giant is too big to ride the horse. This dwarf is very short. He is too short to play basketball. He isn't tall enough to play basketball. This guy is weak. He isn't strong enough to lift the weights. He is too weak to lift the weights. This man is poor. He isn't rich enough to buy a Ferrari. He is too poor to buy a Ferrari.
After we listen to this video, let's ask you some questions. Oral discussion based on the previous video. Can James drive a car? No. Why? Because he is too young. Can they go swimming? No. Why? Because it's too cold. You must note that. You must note that. 2 plus the adjective. The adjective plus enough. So 2 comes before the adjectives, but enough comes after the adjectives. For example, too scary, too easy, too boring, too short. Funny enough, difficult enough, interesting enough, tall enough. Here, too comes before the adjectives, but here enough comes after the adjectives. For example, the tea is too hot. The tea is too hot. It isn't cool enough. It isn't cool enough. This is too dangerous. This is too dangerous. It isn't safe enough. It isn't safe enough. The trousers are... They aren't small. Let's write too and enough. Which example we are going to put too, and which example we are going to put enough. Oh, this is too. The trousers are too big. They aren't small enough. Okay? Too enough. The trousers are too. They aren't enough. The trousers are small. Are too small. Yes, excellent. They aren't big enough. They aren't big enough. Too and enough. This is too. It's funny enough. It isn't funny enough. This is too scary. It isn't funny enough. So now we know that too comes before the adjectives, but enough comes after the adjectives. Complete using too or enough. Let's complete these spaces in these examples right here. Number 1. Sarah is young to watch scary movies. Sarah is too young. Number 2. The street isn't safe enough to play football. Excellent. Number 3. Is it warm enough to go to the beach today? Number 4. Nasser is too kind. He always helps his family. Do you do enough exercise every day? Number 6. Your handwriting isn't clear enough to read. Number 7. This place is too noisy. I can't study here. Number 8. Is he tall enough to play basketball? Okay? Now the time for speaking. Grammar. I think this storybook is too scary. It isn't interesting enough. How about you? Here, let's using the words in the box tell your friends what you think about the book. We have the word scary, storybook, science, sports, information, dictionaries, difficult, funny, old, useful, short, exciting, interesting, and long. I think this storybook is too scary. It isn't funny enough. I think science books are too interesting. They aren't boring. I think dictionaries are too useful. What about you? Here, this is our spelling. The sound fa can be written in different forms as fa in flowers, fa bh in photo, and ough fa in enough. Read aloud those words. Enough, cough, rough, tough. So sometimes we can find some words has ough letters. We call or we pronounce them fa, like enough, cough, rough, tough. Fill in the missing letters. Fatin had a bad cough. Her father phoned the doctor. After 2 days, she felt well. Her friends bought her a nice gift. It was a photo frame. She was flying with happiness. She couldn't thank them enough. Fa BH, we can pronounce them fa too, like photo. And OUGH, these letters we can pronounce them to fa, like cough. Football, frog, dolphin, elephant, enough, cough. Our workbook, page 28. Read the dialogue. Let's read the dialogue between Dana and Mona, then complete. Yesterday I went to the bookshop. To look for a book about a famous Muslim scientist, but I couldn't find any. Why don't we go to the school library? That's a good idea. Let's go. Good morning. We are looking for a book. We're looking for a book for Dana's project. Good morning. Good morning. What's the project about? It's a science project. Look for it on the shelf in the science corner. Look for it on the first shelf in the science corner. How about this book? No, I mustn't choose this book. It's too difficult. It isn't easy enough. You are right. We must choose a good book. After that, write sentences using would and wouldn't. The first one is written. Number 1, I would like this dishdasha. It's comfortable. I wouldn't like this shirt. It's too small. Number 2, I would like this sandwich. It's delicious. I wouldn't like this sandwich. It is salty. Number 3, I would like this book. It's interesting. I wouldn't like this book. It is boring. Thank you, my students, and I wish you all the best and a good time, and see you in the next time. Thank you. Goodbye.